My name is Bishwajit Chakraborty. I am the representing overseas friend of Bengal BJP. And as you know, we are involved in Bengal politics very much. And the CAA is very much applicable to the Bengal. But what is CAA actually, as you know, we support it because it is not to take anybody's citizenship. It is giving the citizenship. There is a pause, except the Muslim who have been illegally entered to our Bengal from the three neighboring countries, Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan, after 71. Is it a discrimination? No, not at all. Because the Act clearly says that the non-Muslim who have been tortured, humiliated, raped, killed in the three Islamic countries. So any Muslim belongs to these three Islamic countries, there is no chance that they will be humiliated for the religious purpose. So the Muslims are out, but it is equally beneficial to the existing Muslim of India and who are recent in India and all the citizens. Why it is so late? Why Modi ji is bringing this issue? Because this is a burning issue since independence, but nobody said about that. They simply encash this issue. Being a Bengali, I know the Congress, CPM, TMC, they encash this issue. They said it is just some skin disease, it will be okay, but not. It is a cancer. Modi ji is the first person who said it is a cancer and you need the chemotherapy. We are passing through that chemotherapy, which is painful, but the end of that, we'll get a healthy India back, which is equally beneficial to any Indians, irrespective to any religions. So we support this one and we will be most beneficial from that.
Sitaram, I'm Nisha Amracha. I'm an archaeologist. I'm from the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago. And today's event was about secularism and a Citizenship Amendment Act that was recently passed in India. And I think this is a great thing by Modi ji because Hindus are being persecuted and they have nowhere to go. And he has provided them a place to go. So, you know, as a Caribbean Hindu, this means a lot to me.
My name is Arish Kumar Sahani. I'm a president of Indian American Intellectual Forum. We have been doing a Hindu Unity Day celebration for last 22 years. It's time that India should be declared as a Hindu nation. It's time that Hindus should get united. It's time that what's going wrong should be corrected. It's time the BJP should remain in the power for next 10 years or 20 years. It's time that Hindus should feel that if India is not there, he has no existence. This CAA bill has done a wonderful thing in inspiring Hindus to be united. I hope this goes on. Modi hai to mumkin hai. Let's pray for Modi's long life and long life of India and Sanatan Dharma.
This is Dhiren Mehta from OF BJP. I am from New Jersey and had great opportunity to come here and attend this wonderful session by the forum here, Intellectual Forum of Indian American. Generally the intellectual word is associated with those who give the title to themselves, but they are very leftist and extremist. This intellectual forum is actually talking about the idea where they are listening to others and are actually talking about the true issues and facts. The topic here today was talking about the secularism and how CAA is actually to preserve the secularism and the India's tradition of giving shelter to those who are persecuted. And that was a great discussion here. Thanks to the association here and those who organized this. I believe we should have this more often so that the people understand the issues.
Yes, my name is Pavitra Chaudhary. I am a resident here in New York, in Brooklyn. And this Indian American Intellectual Forum, it was created in 1996, 1997. Our first president was Professor Ramesh Diwan. He is an economist. He was an economist in Rensselaer College, upstate Manhattan, New York. And after him, Professor Ravi Kulkarni, a mathematician from CUNY, was our president. We are working actually for intellectually arriving the future problems of India and how to combat those problems and how to live here in India as a secular nation, not in the way the secular is considered by the average Indians that in the right way as it should be for a secular nation. Now we find here that there is a big problem in India that is created by the actually totally atheist persons and theocratic persons to deride India and to make India and to take India into a theocratic state. And as a way to turn it into theocracy, they are taking the name of actually it is surprising, but they are hell-bent upon destroying the secularism to impose theocracy. So they are trying to say that we want secularism. And as a secularism, they are doing the means of non-secular, non-democratic way. Instead of challenging the decision of the government by vote, they are going to rowdyism and actually effective vandalism and violence, so that the whole country ultimately will be destroyed.
Hello, my name is Vincent Bruno, and I'm from Justice for Hindus. I support CAA because a few years ago, back in 2016, I went and visited the Hindu refugee camps in Delhi. These are Hindus who escaped the Islamic State of Pakistan and came to India seeking refuge. There were a lot of small children in that camp. There were a lot of women, families, and they were starving. They had no commodities. You can find these camps in other areas of India, but what you're not going to find in India is Muslim refugee camps. There are no Muslim refugee camps because there are no Muslim refugees. CAA addresses a problem that's there, a real problem. Muslims don't need CAA. They can stay in Pakistan if they want. They can stay in Bangladesh or Afghanistan if they want. Hindus don't have that option. So we need to do something that addresses that issue specifically, and CAA does that. It addresses the specific issue of Hindu asylum seekers in the state of India, and it's because of what I saw in those refugee camps. That's why I support CAA.
I would like to introduce you all to the president of the Indian American Intellectuals Association, Arish Sahani ji. He is a community leader and activist in New York and US, and he has taken over from the wonderful and larger-than-life Nareen Kataria ji, whom we all remember and are friends with. What a wonderful man. And so without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Arish ji, who has been doing so much for us in New York City over so many decades.
Namaskar. Before I start, I want to recite Gayatri Mantra, and I hope everybody knows Gayatri Mantra. I hope everybody sitting here is a Hindu by his ancestors. So now let's say Om, Om, Om. And now we do Gayatri Mantra for 3 times. Om Bhurvaswa Tasavitavareniyam Bhargo Devasude Dhimai Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurvaswa Tasavitavareniyam Bhargo Devasude Dhimai Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurvaswa Tasavitavareniyam Bhargo Devasude Dhimai Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Bharat Mata Ki Jai! Bharat Mata Ki Jai! Bharat Mata Ki Jai! It's an honor to stand here and talk to you on a very simple, basic things. Indian American Intellectual Forum was formed by Mr. Nayan Kataria, me, Chaudhary, and M.G. Prasad. Kataria ji is not here, Dr. M.G. Prasad is not here, but me as the president and Chaudhary as the vice president, and you are all the members of Indian American Intellectual Forum just by attending this program. So you should feel the part of this Indian American Intellectual Forum. Now, question is why we are gathered here and why these meetings are important. I think the meetings are very important. When people get together, they start feeling about each other. Now, when you sit here, sit with each other, you connect to each other, then love and respect develops automatically. So these meetings are very, very important. And we should thank Chaudhary for this, because he initiated this idea that we should get together and we should, even 50 people come, 40 comes, doesn't matter, let's get together. And I want to thank Chaudhary ji to taking that initiative. We have been conducting Indian Hindu Unity Day for last 22 years. And we have been very successful because of only one reason, because we have Dr. Subramanian Swami as our chief guest every time. And every time he comes here, we arrange the program and it becomes a success. And he's the only one we know he is for Hindus, because he talks clearly and point to the point. And I think we should all watch what he says, when he says, where he says. He's always on the YouTube. And I request all of you, if you have not watched him, please do that. So that will be my request to you. Now coming to today's point, it's very simple. Everybody knows what CAA is there. I'm not going to describe it at all. So what I'm going to tell you, I have some questions, and hopefully these questions will make you understand what we should be doing. So I want to ask you some questions. You call yourself human beings, you are educated, you know how to get information, you call yourself Hindu, you belong to the oldest culture of world, you know other civilization perished, you know your civilization still exists, because this civilization has been births of many great souls who brought new thoughts and reformed. You know you have an enemy. You know these facts. Your enemy has a very clear goal. You know your enemy lives around you. You know enemy plans. You are the people who are people who are bad. Do you ever told them that they are bad? If not, why not? Do you have a leader? Do you like him or her? What you can do for them? Do you know the history of Islam? Do you know the history of Christian? Do you know how and when local? Do you know how many millions died to register? So do you know the history of Christian? Do you know how and when local got converted to their cultures? Do you see any control of your when and where when will you raise it? You know there is no one like you in this world. You know you are unique, but you know today what you do affects your surrounding. If you're good, thanks to your parents and to your company, now you can see what's happening to the world around you. Why I'm asking these questions? Because these are the questions should come in everybody's mind. If you don't have these questions in mind, you will not get up and do anything. So the whole idea of putting these questions was not to give you details of what CA is there. I don't want to tell you what's happening in India, what Islam is doing, what Christian is doing. You should know, ask this question to yourself, and from this question you should initiate your self-knowledge. This 21st century is a century of information. Everything is available on the fingerprints. I feel sometimes very ashamed. All the people who converted in the last 1500 years or 2500 years have all the information to know what happened to the people who converted and who didn't convert it. And it's time that they should understand, go to the Google, search what their forefathers were there, why they converted, and why they are still following the same culture while they can convert and change themselves. Today, if you see in America, we have many good souls came in this country. We have ISKCON organization started by Prabhupada, who was at age 60, came in this country. Look what he has done, miracle. Only with one reason, he brought some message of non-violence, not on violence, but also devotion, yoga, meditation, and loving each other, giving free food. So all these good things we have it. Why we Hindus are not doing anything while we can do a lot? Now why we are not doing anything? Because we are not united. Why we are not united? We don't know the reason. Maybe we don't have leaders. Maybe we have leaders, but they don't know what to do. So all this meeting, what we're doing is to bring, I'm putting this question in your mind, so you should ask yourself, hey, what is my life is all about? Today we have been told as a Hindu that you should always ask this question to yourself. Why I'm born? What I'm doing in this earth? What are my goals? And where I'll go after I'm dead? You all know that today whatever we have belongs to somebody else. As per our Gita, we come with nothing, go with nothing. The question is what we are doing in this country, what we are doing in this world, we should be very careful about it. You should bless yourself first, and you should be proud of yourself for one thing, that you are born Hindu. As you are born Hindu, then the question is what is your goal and what is your responsibility. You know today, few cultures are hated. Hated so badly, not only they hated actually, whoever has converted in Middle East, Africa, look at their life, look at your life. What is the difference? People who are converted, look at the Middle East, how the Middle East has been destroyed. Look at the people who are converted living in Bangladesh and Pakistan. They want to come to India. They don't want to live there. You know, they are converted, but they have no reason to live there. So we should be very happy and proud of our culture, and we should go out and promote our culture one way or another way. People who are converted, they want to come back, but we are not asking them to come back. Why we are not asking them to come back? Because if you look around, there are 56 Islamic nations, 100 Christian nations, not a single Hindu nation. So this CAA came with the idea that okay, all the Hindus who are prosecuted should be allowed to come to India and get citizenship. It was a very good idea. But seems like that this idea was not accepted by the people who got converted. So we have to teach them, inform them, and I hope this sessions of ours, hope the people who are sitting here will go with the message, and these questions which I have just told, there are a lot more questions are there. Maybe I'll come back and talk about those questions in the future. In the meantime, I want to thank everybody who has come here. Please go with the message very clearly. Be proud of yourself and know what you are here for and what you can do for the country. For every country, we need leaders. And if you have a leader, you should know how to support it. Without leaders, you are nothing. If you are a leader, if you don't support it, then you are nothing also. So you should know, today we have good leaders in India. BJP government is in the power after so many years. They have majority, but the majority can be lost if we don't support them. So I hope and request everybody, if you are Hindu, if you should work for Hinduism, you should work for your future generation. Your future generation will survive only if you do something like our forefather, our Sikh gurus, sacrifice themselves to see that we Hindus survive. So it is our duty for our children and grandchildren to see we sacrifice ourselves, maybe money, maybe time, whatever it is, to make sure that our civilization survives. So I'm very happy to see that you are all here. So I thank.
Thanks, Pavitra, who I know has been working for this community for the last maybe more than 35 or 40 years that I know of. I'm not a Bengali. I don't look from Bengal, okay? But some or other, I think that revolutionary spirit of Bengal seemed to have seeped into me. I do not know whether because of association with these guys or Manoranjan Datta, who was a professor at Rutgers University and one of my mentors. Anyway, the point we really have today is what is life like living in Pakistan or Bangladesh. Let's take to Bangladesh for non-Muslims. You know, I am an outsider in a way. I don't live in Bangladesh. My family is not there. I am not uprooted. I am from Punjab. And fortunately, when the partition took place, my hometown came within India, and the border from my hometown is only 3 miles. So it's a stroke of luck that, you know, I am within India. I was a little kid, okay? All I knew is how people were crossing into Pakistan and the trains were coming from Pakistan with dead bodies. Not live bodies, they were dead bodies. But I was not allowed to go, I was too little. The point we're really making today is when any nation works and gives shelter to the oppressed, that nation is complimented, that nation is appreciated by the world. Here, India has gone out of its way after almost a lapse of 50 years of suffering of Bangladeshi Hindus, Sikhs, and other minorities. and it is being ridiculed in the West, and it is being even agitated against by some of the Indians in India. That is because none of us spread what went on and what you all suffered from or your family when you came. I was amazed that one of my own colleagues, whom I know for 15 years plus, it's only yesterday that I found out what he went through when he was a little kid, how he hid in the sari of her mother, and how he walked for 4-5 days to come to India, because we don't talk about it. If we don't talk about it, how will anybody know what we went through? Okay? It is the first time yesterday that I learned from a Kashmiri, and I have Kashmiri friends for the last 50 years. I've been in this country for about 53 years. 53 years. Sorry, it disclosed my age, okay? I could have otherwise said I'm much younger than that, okay? But just to say, and he told me that from the Muslim masjid, it wasn't namaz that was coming. The message coming was, leave your daughters and go. Are you with me? Leave your daughters and go. And that was the message. Okay? So they just left with their children. The question at this time is not that this community, the Bengali community, minorities in Bangladesh have been suffering for more than 1971, and this is about 48 years. Senator Kennedy in 1971 has recorded on November 1st, 1971, that the Hindu community has been suffering in Bangladesh for the last so many years, and he used straight words, which we don't use. I do, but most of you don't, I think. Have been massacred, have been gruesomely killed. And this has been written in Wall Street Journal as far back as 1985, has been written in Time magazine as far back as 2001, today it's 2019, that's 18 years ago, and has been reported by the Canadian Human Watch Group from 2001 to 2007. And there have been delegations from the United States Congress to Bangladesh, am I right? And Pabitra was there when the delegation went. I do not know whether you went there or not, but I did not, because if I had gone there, you wouldn't be seeing me alive here now. I would be also gone, okay? Because that's what is the culture, unfortunately, of this. So what can we do? There are few things as Bengalis and Bangladeshis you can do. Okay? That is, whether you write an open letter, taking even a small advertisement in your local paper, sending a petition to the Prime Minister, saying all Bangladeshi Hindus and minorities who have been made to leave their country, we need restitution and monetary compensation for the property we left behind. We, Bangladeshi, and you have records of it. The record is published in one of the books that some of you published, and it is published from within the United States, New York. I will be able to give you the number, the address of that book, okay? Later on in the discussion, I have written. And the next item you can request them is that those people who were responsible for committing these crimes, they should be prosecuted and charged with crimes. Personally, not generic government of Bangladesh. No government of Bangladesh. Abdul Hazan or Abdul Khan or Yahya Khan, these are the three responsible people in this area. They were the police commissioner and they ordered this, and they should be charged with crime. Third thing, where you could all say to the government of India, because nobody else will listen to you people, to say we need this issue to be raised in the International Court of Faith. No time to sit back and just react, time to act. There's a big difference between reaction and action. Reaction is you're just trying to save yourself. Action is you say, here you go, okay? And it is time to do that. We by nature are gentle, but our gentleness should not be considered that we are coward. And that is where it is. It is time to speak and call a spade a spade. There are so many, my own highly educated friends and others, they have no idea what happened to Bangladeshi Hindus, whether their daughters were raped or not. Are you all aware that they have raped wives in presence of their husband and children?
Yes.
Did you see it in any newspapers in United States, even Indian newspapers?
No.
What the hell happened? Are we dead? Or are we idiots? Or we are combined, both of it? Why isn't there somebody comes and rapes my neighbor's daughter and I don't speak about it? Forget about my own daughter. So if you don't speak, how will people know? If I were you, I would even take a ad in the local Bengali newspaper saying, this is what has happened. And when the government of India gives me time, and when the government of India gives us this opportunity to come back, it is a God-given gift to save these human beings from the clutches of Islam. Call the word as it is. Don't mince word. Don't say Bangladeshi government. Say the word. It's not Bangladeshi government. It is Islam that's doing it to you. Thank you very much.
File a suit in international court, but because the relationship between the India and Bangladesh would be at stake if government were to do that, is it possible for a forum to have a class action suit, maybe in US, I don't know if it falls under the jurisdiction or not, but otherwise at least in some court where you get some attention in media. So what we need is first draw media attention. I don't think government of India would do that because of the relationship between Bangladesh and India, and obviously that it can be at stake. But I think it would be good for the forum to look at that and file even a token suit and then have a media talk about it.
Sir Winston Churchill, even when India was still not an independent nation, said, while the Hindu elaborates on his arguments, the Muslim is sharpening his sword. So, sir, what Sir Winston Churchill said at that time, we are still doing that. We don't have to worry. I may have said it in a very thing, but it's a very serious matter. By nature, we are reasonable people. We look at the reason and I say, forget the reason. Whether they act or not, that is their job. My conscience is clear. I raised my voice. I went out. I appealed to it. I don't give a damn what he does.
I agree with you that should still be done, but the chances of government of India filing a suit will be very less. So as a secondary, is it possible for the forum to file any suit in a court? Because that is needed to draw attention in media, because sometimes the media doesn't pay attention, but if there is in the court and there is few hearings and the matter is put in the court with evidence, there will be some media attention.
You gave me a very good thought in your discussion. Why not few Bangladeshis right here, file a suit in the United States court saying we have been deprived of this by Bangladeshi government and we file a suit against Bangladeshi government.
That's what I mean.
Okay? Very good thought, and you gave me the thought, I just elaborated on it.
Thank you so much.
And you will get far more attention than all these hundreds of meetings we have. And Kataria Saab knows it better, because when Congress filed a suit against them, because they had the courage to say something, $100 million, And we won it. We won it. Okay.
And we were supported by the community to fight the case. That's another thing. We didn't have to spend our own money. Community supported us. So let's file the suit and then see what happens.
Yes, and we can do crowdfunding for that if needed.
Yes.
There are attorneys who will be very happy to take an American attorney, I'm telling you, with the help of a Bengali attorney, because he will add passion. An American attorney will bring attention. I don't have to say to you, when a white man files a suit in a white country, okay? Okay. I'm an outright speaker, okay? I've been given death threats in the United States 3 times, okay? So this is nothing new to me, okay? And I'm still living.
You do what is right, and when you do something right, you don't worry about the results, because Gita says very clearly, your job is to do action only. You don't have to worry about the results. So let's not worry about the results. Let's do the things which are necessary to do it. I appreciate that you people are here, and it's time to take action, not just discussion. And discussions are important, no doubt about it, but after discussion we should come up with some action plan, and hope after this meeting some people will get together, find some leadership among themselves and take some actions. And I think today's discussion, Dr. Coker has given us a reasons to fight back, because others are sharpening their knives. Now question is, do you want to be dead or do you want to be alive?
Chakraborty ji, the president of the North American Bengali Conference and the Cultural Association of Bengal.
It's a very honoring for me to say a few words in this meeting. I was asked by Mr. Chaudhary a couple of days ago, and I could make it. I'm so lucky that I met all of you. And I hear some of the pains, I hear some of the enthusiasms so far spoken by Dr. Kakkar and Shahaniji. I'll tell you a few things of my experience as a Hindu whose family was living in Bangladesh, and when India was divided, I believe it was divided on the basis of 2 things. On the religion and religion only. Hindus will live in Hindustan, which is nowadays India, and Muslims will live in Pakistan, which was known as East Pakistan and West Pakistan before. Now is East Pakistan became Bangladesh and West Pakistan remains Pakistan. So if that was done by the Mahatma Gandhi leadership and Nehruji's support and our Bengali leaders, they all wanted that way. So my question was very simple. When I was like 3 and 4 years old, one day some people came to our house, they were Muslims, and they said, my father was known in the area as Thakurda. Since we were Bengali Brahmins, we had a temple in the area. My father was a very learned man, my grandfather, that was our tradition. So everybody used to tell my dad, Thakurda. They came and said, Thakurda, you have 24 hours to leave this place, and if you don't, we'll simply come and kill you. My question, my father took his suitcase and hold my hand and my sister's hand, my mother and my aunt. We were going into the train station. Then I asked my dad, Baba, ki hoyeche? Means, Daddy, what happened? Why I have to leave this place? My father said, you won't understand it. Someday when you understand, try to help. Everybody who became like you today and who will become like you tomorrow. If you can bring a change into their lives, that will be the best thing you will be doing as a human being, as a Hindu, because Hinduism is the most powerful and most valuable thing you are born in. Try to utilize it. So my question to all these things, all our Hindu brothers and Hindu sisters, nowadays whenever we see something is happening, Muslims are doing something, we just try to say, or not to say it, not to think about it. Our gentleness is considered by the other party. In other words, Muslims, they think we are cowards. We don't have the strength to fight back, or we will never, instead of fighting back, we will never attack them. Their atrocities. I'm not trying to attack them personally. Their atrocities, that should be attacked all the times. And whenever you see any Hindu innocent person is being tortured or anything, please raise your voice, because we have to speak up. If we don't speak up, nobody will understand our pain, understand our destitute situation that we are in. So we must speak up, and we must say to our God, God, thank you, you made me a Hindu, and I must carry your duty as a Hindu. And also, I want to say one other verse. Gita said, Ma phaleshu kadachana, means ফলের জন্য ভাববেন না, আপনি কাজ করুন, ফল God will give you. And সেই ফলের উপর আমার কোনো অধিকার নেই. That অধিকার remains to everybody.
So now question is why he got sued. Because when you fight, you always have reaction. But when you win, it gives you a lot of courage to fight back also. So what he is doing is very remarkable. We just heard about it, how people have suffered in Bangladesh. Same thing happened to me. I was also 3-4 years old. And my father told me, you know who came to kill him? His own Muslim friend. Nobody else came to kill him. His own Muslim friend came to kill him and told him, now this time that I had killed you. My father said, hey, we are friends together for so many years. Why we have to kill each other? He said, no, now this is Islamic nation. You have no right to live here, and I had to kill you. My father backed him, and that's why I'm survived today. And today, if you ask me, the most hated community in the world is only one. It's Muslims. And look at all the Muslims who are done to their own country. These are not real Muslims. Bangladeshi Muslims are not real Muslims. Pakistani Muslims are not real Muslims. Real Muslims are in Saudi Arabia. These are all converts. And who are these converts from? From Hinduism, Buddhism. Now these converts are destroying their own nation. Look what they have done to Iraq, what they have done to Syria, what they have done to Libya. These are all converted people. They are not real Muslim people. Real Muslim people converted them to destroy themselves, to destroy their own race. And these people don't know what's happening to them and what they are doing actually. So we need some good writers, and hopefully some writer will educate them, inform them, hey, you're destroying yourself, your own race, own culture, and look at the other people who converted you, they're enjoying, they're having a good time. So the question is, some information is not going out properly, and maybe it is a duty as the 21st era to educate people, inform people what is right and what is wrong, and hopefully this happens soon.
Naran Kataria ji is our guru. I think I cried as much as his family cried when he passed away, and so I just want to say that Hinduism is a religion, is the only religion that is available today in the world that speaks for inclusiveness, that speaks for the major religion, that speaks for us, and it is a worth of protecting. It is one of the most scientific religion we have in the world. And if we lose it, it's not just a loss to us, it's a loss to the humanity. When you look at what is going on with the Christian says our God is the only God, Muslim says our God is the only God. And but even Buddhism also doesn't say that. Ours is the only religion which says that every form of worship, no matter what you call, like Sadhguru says, our country is not a religious, it's a country of seekers. Every God is in any form you have. That is why for what is going on in the world, Hinduism is the best answer we have. And it is the most scientific religion. Everything, I mean, you look at, I mean, most people are only look at the virtue of rituals, but behind everything in Hinduism, there is so much science behind it. And even now they are exploring what it is. So we have been active for last 10 years with the Kataria ji, Arisahanji, Pavitra ji and all.
Supporting BJP.
Supporting also, we also support Narendra Modi ji and BJP. In fact, my wife went, she took her 3 weeks vacation this year vacation and did campaigning in the villages in Karnataka. So we all have to do it. There are so many people who have done it, and we all have to do it, and that's the only way we are going to make change. But I just want you to understand what is going on in the world today. Why is Western media talk so against, in spite of so much violence against Hindus? The New York Times, Washington Post, they talk against, they don't even have any positive words to say about what Modi ji and Amit Shah has done, just giving relief. And we have to understand, there is in the West especially, the Christian fundamentalists, the missionaries, wants to use this Hindu-Muslim thing to divide, just like they did in Rwanda. They want to divide and speak up as if Hindus are most atrocious people and Muslims are the victims. They are playing it up just for the sake of conversion. Because anytime, if you look in South America and Rwanda or any other countries, what they do is they go to the place, look at the differences, the fault lines. I hope some of you heard Raju Malhotra's Breaking India. So there is a complex of missionary forces, Islamic forces, trying to divide India, break India. And so please make sure, today there is a beautiful article by my colleague Arvind Kumar that came on USCIRF. They are all the time they keep attacking Hindus and India. So just be informed what is going on. Just don't take what New York Times says. But most importantly, if somebody comes and says, my family was driven out, for example, I was saying earlier, and driven out to stand in a placard in a meeting, it has a potential to go all over the world instantly. So you have to come out of your nest, come out and speak. That is very, very important. You can talk here in a closet here and we can do it, but you go out, the social media, instantly millions and billions of people can see. So if you are affected family, we request you to come to the Times Square. We have empty placards and your family, say my family was affected and this is what happened in my family, it matters. So please speak up, and this world is only way we can save this humanity today is, whether they want to call it Hinduism or not, it is the principles of Hinduism is going to save this world.
My name is Jain. So you attached Columbia to my name. I teach there, but after an academic paper from a true human rights professor, it's very hard for me to talk. I am a human rights activist and not an academician here. I first salute any Indian here for rescuing us in 1971. Pranam Namaskar. You gave shelter to 10 million people. Your soldiers laid down their lives to make Bangladesh happen. I again salute you today for enacting the Indian Citizenship Act of 2019. I am, and many of my brothers and friends here, are direct beneficiaries of this magnanimous action on the part of India. I salute you. I salute you. I want to point out something, but the very last point, then I go to my point if you give me like 3 minutes. I heard a lot of discussion about Rohingya Kashmir. Let me tell you something very humbly, if I may, Professor. There are 45 Islamic countries in the world, and 5 Muslim majority nations. They can take care of the persecuted Muslims. There is only, very humbly presenting it, I have thought about this. There is only one Hindu majority country in the world, and in Nepal, but only India. Any Hindu anywhere in the world look up to India as their savior also. The roots of our religion, a myth, if you will, if you like, whatever it is, our culture, it all goes back to India. We Indians, we Hindus, wherever we may live in the world, we need a shelter to go to. This is exactly what India has kindly done. my sister from Calcutta. Well, I grew up as an SFI kind of person in Bangladesh, and our songs were We Shall Overcome and Bob Dylan. Many of you are. But look, today, let's talk what is reality. I'm a realist. I'm not going to go Muslim bashing here. What the Muslims are as a religious group is well known, too well known to the world. You have seen what they have done in Nigeria 2 days ago. Indian Intellectual Forum is a witness to all that happened to us for 30, 35 years. We have been doing it. I would love to name names here. They're Narinder Kukarji, Shahaniji, Povitra, they're all here. But I don't want to go into that. I just want to spend one more second on the NRC. I think I have covered the other one. NRC. They're making a big deal. NRC is very difficult, and by doing NRC, Government of India will deny citizenship to the true citizens, Muslim citizens of India. The answer is, this is an unequivocal no to this. It's a complete falsehood. Look at Bangladesh. In India, first of all, NRC began in 1951. I think that Citizenship Act of 1950, after the census. It's a continued process because the Assamese don't want any Hindus in their country, citing homogeneity. They're losing their cultural homogeneity, linguistic homogeneity, etc. It's an internal matter of India, and I don't want to dwell on this. But look at Bangladesh, how easy it is to do an NRC. First of all, every country has the right to have a list of who its citizens are and who are not. Particularly at this time, you don't want any unknown people in your country who is not a citizen there illegally, because they can do all kinds of, they can wreak havoc, cause mischiefs in India. My final word, if Bangladesh could do NRC in 2006, July, and they produced an NID, National ID card, in order to receive 22 kinds of services, including passport, including all kinds of things, I can name on and on. You need that NID. You cannot do anything without an NID. Why is it so difficult for the Muslims of India, my Muslim brothers of India, to prove that they are son of the soil or their parents' soil?
Dr. Bhattacharya has already discussed. What I am going to emphasize on is the CAA. CAA is, in my view, is giving a residency for the victims of atrocities, victims of persecution, which is just like asylum law in USA. It compares to that. If you are a victim, if you are afraid of your life, you leave the country, you can ask for an asylum in USA. Same thing is happening in India. It is nothing more than that. Those who are persecuted because of religion or other region, they can have this kind of citizenship or a legal residency in India. In that, I would like to say, which nobody has mentioned, India needs to look at its demographic change, because culture is associated with the country.
Namaste. My name is Vilas Reddy, Overseas Friends of BJP, National Youth Co-Convener. Special thanks to Indian American Intellectual Forum, because to open discussion about secularism, what is CAA, many speakers have gave wonderful suggestions. These discussions should go to the social media. Whatever discussion in this room, it should go in the outside of the media. So other than America, we have should social media we can inform to other countries what is CAA, what is Modi is doing. And many times the intellectual words comes always. Communists are coming, universities, and they will give the lectures. They will talk about all negatives of India. So we need to encounter from this Indian American Intellectual Forum. Now onwards, it should open for forum always. So all the show up is needed in future also. And I am from Hyderabad, Telangana. you know the famous word Telangana, Hyderabad means you remember one name is the MIMOIC.
I know.
Those are under the present government TRS, Telangana Rashtra Samiti government in Telangana. They are not supporting for CAA because of in Hyderabad, 50,000 documented Rohingyas are in Hyderabad. So that is the documented, and undocumented are double or like 4-5 times, because right, the one Muslim family can 10 or 20 people come. So that is a documented 50,000 Rohingyas in Hyderabad. We don't know undocumented. So that's why they are voting or appeasement they are doing. So we are now next West Bengal, the Telangana is the critical problem. So what is the next target is BJP government should form in West Bengal. After that in Telangana we are targeting. There's a next upcoming elections, West Bengal and Telangana, BJP will form.